These ghost videos might make you piss your pants. No, I'm just joking. Look, some of these might look real to you, and some might look fake. I don't know your life, but they're all interesting, and that's my only requirement. So let's get into it. Number 10, Ghost Waiter. This surveillance footage shows the inside of a restaurant. Nothing out of the ordinary seems to happen at first, but if you look closely toward the top right-hand side of the screen, you can make out something like an apparition starting to form. You can also see it's making distinct movements as if it was cleaning the table. It then makes an unnatural fast movement forward to the next table as if it teleported. Once it seems to finish cleaning the last table, it just flies out of the window. I wasn't able to find out where this restaurant was or if it had a history that would cause paranormal activity like this, but whoever's roaming around in the afterlife still clocking into work deserves all the credit, because I know I've called into work just because I was sad. Number 9, Paranormal Press. The local police were dispatched to Kashiram Park in Jhansi, India due to the report of outside gym equipment moving on its own. The footage shows some of the authorities staring in utter confusion while others pull out their phone to record the ghostly sighting. Some have claimed that this was due to the excessive amount of oil or grease on the machine, and it naturally does that once you get the movement started. There's also several videos of the same piece of equipment moving just like this. Others claim the park is actually haunted. I did some research to see if I could find anything else about the park, but everything I found was just centered around this equipment moving on its own, and I didn't see any mention of any other hauntings there. So what do you think? Is this a ghost, or did they just overdo it on the WD-40? Shadow Runner. This is video footage of a soccer game in Bolivia. It shows a shadowy figure running through the stands at a high speed. At first glance, it looks as if it's running straight through the barriers and the people seated. Nobody seems to notice or make any attempt to move out of its way. Some have said that this is a simple camera trick. Some say the camera was recording behind a glass and that this is just a reflection of someone running behind them. I don't personally think that's possible, because if they were behind the glass, that means they're indoors, and the figure ran quite a good distance without any obstructions in the way. I don't see that happening indoors, but that does still remain a possibility. There have actually been a lot of explanations given, but no solid proof yet as to what it actually was, and I'm okay with just saying I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out one day, and maybe it'll just remain a mystery. Number 7, Car Seat Ghost. This video was a live stream taken by two friends that were seen together in the car. Innocently enough, they seem to be enjoying themselves while singing and driving around together. You can see an empty car seat in the back, and after a little time passes, something starts to take shape in the car seat. You can even make out facial features at this point. This wasn't something that was noticed after the video was uploaded either, but both friends in the car notice what's going on behind them through the camera and start to look in the back seat and then back to the camera to try to make sense of what they were seeing. Visibly shaken, they turned the camera off abruptly. Their father uploaded the video to get opinions on what it might be. He even suggested that their singing may have served as some sort of chant to summon the entity. Do you think this was a presence of a ghost or just an optical illusion? Number 6, Baby Sees Ghost. In this clip, a man can be seen playing with his baby, and they both genuinely seem to be having a good time, when all of a sudden, an orb passes by the screen and the baby stops laughing and starts to intensely focus on something that seems to be passing by them.
What am I doing?
They aren't looking at their dad, who's right in front of them, or the person who's recording. The path their eye follows passes right by the camera, so we should be able to see whatever it is they were looking at. Could it have been some type of small bug, like a gnat or fly, that the camera didn't pick up? Or was this infant able to see something that we couldn't, which wouldn't be the first time? What do you think the explanation for this could be? Number 5, Webcam Ghost. This webcam video was taken by two young sisters. One of them proceeds to sing a song, when something strange starts to happen.
Games, too late for second guessings, too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll... Dad! Dad! Dad!
While she's singing, the door in the back starts to slowly open. The young sister looks back, while the other one doesn't seem to notice and continues singing. But then they hear a noise in the background and they both look back, only to see the door closing on its own. They immediately call out for their father and run out of the room. Now they could possibly have other siblings in the home that were playing a joke on them, but that doesn't explain how the door closed back on its own. And if there was something tied to the doorknob, I would imagine they would have noticed it as they left the room, which they didn't seem to. How would you explain this? Number 4. Disappearing ghost woman. This street CCTV footage was taken in Bogota, Colombia, and captured what at first looks like a woman walking with her head down. But then in an instant, she disappears. Seeing this from a different street camera, it's clear to see she disappears at the same moment of the original footage. People are split down the middle on what they believe happened. It even caught the attention of the local news station, who are also trying to make sense of what was recorded. The news report is in Spanish, so if anyone can translate or sum up what was being said, please leave it down in the comments. Do you think this was a paranormal phenomenon, an interdimensional being, or just a faulty camera system? Number 3. Poltergeist activity. Michael D. McGee's YouTube channel is centered around paranormal investigations. In this video, he explains that he's been running tests to see if he can ask ghosts to move certain items in his house. He says he's tried this hundreds of times with no real luck in the past, but on this day, he tries again with his fruit bowl, and it finally happens. In an attempt to recreate this for the camera, he makes sure to keep everything in one shot with no cuts to stay transparent and to show that this is real. He brings the bowl up to the camera to show that there's nothing tied to it, then he tries his experiment for the camera. But before he can even start to ask the entity to move the bowl, this happens. A lot of people in the comments seem to think that this is concrete evidence of a ghostly presence. Would you consider this real evidence, or just a hoax? Number 2. Baby cam ghost. This video was captured by a baby monitor. It shows an apparition slowly moving around a baby's crib while they sleep. At certain points, you can make out the shape of the apparition, and it almost seems to take the shape of a baby or young infant itself. It almost seems as if the ghost is looking after the child. This is just one of many ghost sightings just like this that have been caught on these baby monitors. The night effects on the cameras could produce an illusionary effect, but even on this channel I've reviewed footage just like this, where the baby woke up and noticed the entity and was even pushed down by it. Whatever the case may be, it's quite eerie to say the least. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and please make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on our weekly videos. Now, let's get back into it. Number 1. Paranormal activity. YouTuber Mellowbird posted this video. In the description, he says he was getting ready to set up a camera in the attic when he started to hear things being pushed around. He walks in to examine the living area, and 2 items are thrown down by some unseen force. He picks up both items and shows it to the camera. He leaves the room to grab the other camera, and another item is thrown to the ground while he's gone. Mellowbird has been posting various poltergeist activity around his home for the past 11 years consistently, with his last upload being just 4 months ago as of this date. He has a pretty extensive surveillance setup. It almost seems like an obsession, but if I saw activity like this in my home, I'd be obsessed too. It's a great channel though. If you want to see more videos like this, head over to his channel and go through his backlog. It's pretty insane. Short horror films are a different type of art. Due to shorter time limits for storylines and character development, and in many cases low to no budgets, it forces filmmakers to tap into a different side of their creativity. When executed right, a great short horror film doesn't even feel like it was that short, because it managed to take you through a wide range of emotions in that time. The films we'll take a look at today explore the aesthetically creepy, the psychologically creepy, and the downright creepy side of human nature. Now, this will contain spoilers, so if you'd like to watch the films first, the links are in the description. Stop this video, go check it out, and then come back and let me know what your favorites were. And if you don't care about spoilers, then I wasn't talking to you. Mind your business. Let's get into it.